Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 795th of Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Very unusual for me to put a battle on Monday, but in the UK we've got a bank holiday today, and I thought I'd put a bank holiday bonus battle on for you to watch. And during this battle I'm going to ask you a battlefield awareness question on tactical movement. Okay, so I think the battlefield awareness question could be quite interesting, and I think that you may well find it interesting to try and answer the battlefield awareness question in this battle. Okay, so this battle's fought on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map, as we looked at many times before, where you can fight out in the open plains if you want, or you can hide your troops in the woods and plan those nasty ambushes on the enemy troops. And of course, if you bring a barbarian faction, you get the winter bonus and the woods bonus as well. I do quite like this map, as a lot of RTW players will know. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 10 infantry and 5 cavalry. That's all he's got, 10 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, so it's quite an interesting army build here. You'll see that he's got an eagle unit here that he's bought within his infantry. So he's got an eagle unit, plus he's got his general unit there as well, both giving morale bonus to his infantry. So that's pretty good. I always think extra morale bonus unit is always good. And if we have a quick look at his cavalry there and have a look at the oh my gosh, look at the upgrades. 1, 2, 3, 4, fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Now those of you that like statistics might like to know that fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry gives them a massive 17 attack and a huge 28 defense. So it takes them out of the elite cavalry bracket into the super cavalry bracket. So, oh my gosh, there, yeah, so massive 17 attack, 28 defense. But will 5 fully upgraded cavalry make up for just 10 infantry? Well, I guess we'll just have to find out as the battle unfolds. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman, who has unusually bought the Britannia faction. As we know, Barclayman's faction of choice on RTW is usually Carthage, so this is an unusual army. Now he's got 7 head hurlers, 7 chosen swordsmen, and 6 chariots. Okay, so 7 head hurlers, 7 chosen swordsmen, 6 chariots. Here, if you count the upgrades on his chosen swordsman, fully upgraded chosen swordsman there. Now remember, these swordsmen have got the same morale as urban cohorts. Excellent morale, and with good upgrades on, you'd be surprised on how tough these chosen swordsmen can be. Okay, there you are, it's a close-up of them there, very tough. And then we go to the infamous head hurlers there. If you look closely, you can see where the heads were cut off at the neck there. Can you see? Now these head hurlers can be absolutely devastating. The modern Britannia army is 14 head hurlers and 6 chariots. Okay, these head hurlers are effective against armour, and as I say, can be absolutely devastating. But if they haven't turned the battle in their team's favour by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you've got is light infantry. So that's something to think about when you bring a Britannia army. Yes, you've got devastating firepower, but as I say, if you haven't turned the battle in your team's favour by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you've got is light infantry. So, as I say, this is quite a balanced army. It's what I would call a kind of an old-fashioned Britannia army there, where he's got chosen swordsmen and head hurlers. And unusually, he's just gone for the heavy British chariots. Now remember, Britannia's got 2 lots of chariots. They've got these British heavy chariots with 3 hit points, or the barbarian warlord chariots with 5 hit points. Okay, now I would always advise the barbarian warlord chariots with 5 hit points, because those 2 extra hit points really do make a difference. But I think he's gone for just the British heavy chariots here because they're so much cheaper, and therefore he got more money to put upgrades on his infantry. So that's what I think he's done here. He's gone for the heavy chariots because they're cheaper than the barbarian warlord chariots, but of course that does give him more denarii to spend on his infantry. And of course those chariots don't run amok. When they rout, they just leave the battlefield like any other unit. So that's a plus for Britannia. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. I've got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. It's a very old army there. And if you notice there, I've got a morale boosting eagle unit that I've bought to my army. I always like to give my army a little bit of a morale boost there. So there's our team. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto's got 6 archers, 8 infantry and 6 cavalry. This is kind of like his bog standard Roman army. It's the type of army he brings for most battles there. He's got a lot of firepower there with 6 archers. But I'd just like to show you the upgrades on his infantry. Now can you see there, he's got 7 upgrades. He's got a veteran stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Now remember, just gold shield, gold attack infantry are kind of like recruits that's just come out of training. But you put an experience, a veteran stripe on a unit, and that means these troops have seen action, they've been in lots of battles, and of course with a veteran stripe on, making them experienced troops don't rout as easy as new troops. So having an experienced stripe on all his infantry really does boost those 8 infantrymen there. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do during the course of the battle. A quick look at his cavalry here, see what upgrades he's got in his cavalry. And he's got 8 upgrades, so he's got 2 experienced stripes, 2 veteran stripes on his cavalry as well. So that makes those Praetorian cavalry pretty serious there as well. So that's a pretty good army. But I always think this type of army with only 8 infantry, that always seems to be a bit low to me for the modern 31k battlefield. But it'd be interesting to see how well he handles it during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate, their next teammate's Brotherhood member Cormac. Now Cormac's got the bog standard Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. That's the bog standard 31k Roman army, and it's been like that for many, many years. And the reason that's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. So that's why Cormac's bought that particular army. And as I say, it's really proven to be a really good army over the years since we bought 31k in about 15 years ago or so. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member TR, who has bought his faction of choice on Rome Total War, and that is the Armenian faction. Now he has got 2 foot archers, 2 heavy spearmen, 10 legionnaires, okay, and he's got 6 cavalry. But the cavalry are split because he's got 2 cataphracts, and he has got 4 cavalry armoured eastern cavalry there. Okay, now those eastern cavalry, the armoured eastern cavalry, have got 14 attack, 28 defence and 2 hit points. So as I say, he's got some pretty interesting cavalry there, and I think it will be interesting to see how well he handles them during the course of the battle. And as I say, this is TR's faction of choice on Rome Total War. He's really trying to persevere with Armenia, and as we know, Armenia is quite an unusual faction on a 31k battlefield. Obviously the rest of his army is hiding in the woods there. So there are the teams, the scene is set, the battle's ready to start. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I think the reason that one of the reasons that Crypto's bought all these archers here, 6 archer units there, is simply because, of course, we've got a barbarian ally, our Britannia ally here. Those are all barbarian troops, and barbarian troops are incredibly susceptible to any kind of missile fire. So make no mistake here, Crypto all the way through the battle will be trying to get his archers in range of our Britannia ally there, so he can start killing them. So myself and Aurelius have got to get our Roman armies in front of Barclayman, and Barclayman needs to pull his Britannia army back out of range from those long range Roman archers of Crypto there. Okay, you'll see later on in the battle, you'll see that Aurelius and myself take up the forward positions there, and then you'll see our Britannia ally will withdraw his barbarian troops there. But make no mistake, Crypto will be trying to target our barbarian ally with his archers. Okay, at this stage of the battle, as we said earlier, you'll see Barclayman moving his Britannia army back, on Aurelius and myself taking the forward position there. As we know, Roman troops they will suffer absolute minimum casualties from archers shooting into them head on. So that's why Aurelius and myself have got in front of our Britannia ally there. But if you notice there, can you see that Crypto ran his archers forward there, trying to target our Britannia ally? And well done to Aurelius there, he's moved his army forward there to push those archers back. So well done to Aurelius there. If you notice, I'm going to move my army forward as well here. It looks like Cormac is coming over to face my army, and Crypto looks like he's going to face Aurelius's army there. But make no mistake, the archers there of Crypto's will be trying to target our Britannia ally at first chance he gets. There, here I can see TR bringing his Armenian army out of the woods now. As I say, TR has been persevering with that Armenian army for a while now, and he may well team up with Cormac, and they may well try to attack my army in a 2-on-1. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Right, once again here, can you see Crypto running his archers forward there? Now remember, those Roman auxiliary archers have got long range, and what he'll try to be doing here is targeting, as I say, our Britannia ally. There you go, there's the archers there, look. Okay, as I say, they are a long range, and they will be trying to target Barclayman's army there. Remember, barbarian troops, as we said earlier, very susceptible to any kind of missile damage there. And my guess is that Barclayman, they are in range. He's shooting his arrows over Aurelius's infantry into our Britannia ally, and as I say, Barclayman will be moving his army back now out of range from those archers. But once again, as you see Aurelius moving forward again, trying to chase those archers back so that they can't range our barbarian ally there, troops. So a nice move there, a nice teamwork move there by Aurelius doing that, pushing those archers back. Okay. As I say here, I'm just going to pause the game for a second to show you the disposition, if you like, of the chariots of Barclayman. Now here you'll see he's put 3 chariots out on this flank, okay, keeping the enemy guessing there. He's keeping the chariots very flexible, if you see what I mean. He can move them anywhere he wants on that flank, and over on this flank as well, he's got a couple of chariots there that you can see, and he's got one right over there on the right side there in the woods. Now he may well be looking to cause a bit of mischief with that chariot, maybe coming out of the woods, charging into the flank or something like that of enemy troops. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there with sneaky Barclayman. But here, as I say, you can see that Cormac's army here, and I can see the Armenian army seems to be stacked up behind Cormac's army. So as I say, they may well try a 2-on-1 attack onto my army there. We'll just have to watch and see. There, as I say, the TR has been experimenting and trying this Armenian army for a long time there. There's Crypto's archers there at the moment, idle, not doing anything. He's just holding them back. He'll either use them to target our cavalry if our cavalry comes into range, or of course what he really wants to target is our Britannia ally there. That's what he would really like to target. As you can notice here, can you see Crypto moving his archers and infantry forward there? You'll notice that Aurelius is moving his army back there. Okay, I think he felt he was a little bit exposed there, how far he'd moved forward. He could become a little bit isolated there. But remember, every time he moves his Roman troops turn, showing the weakest part of the unit, the rear, to those archers. So as I say, every time Aurelius moves back, he was going to be targeted by those archers there. And this is an interesting move here by TR. He's brought one of his Armenian legionnaire units over in open order there in front of Crypto's army. Can you see that? I think their team must realise that Crypto's only got 8 infantry, so that's why I think TR bought one of his units over. Here you can see that Aurelius, I think, is thinking of going into Testudo because of the archer fire that's coming in on him there. You can see his troops are getting ready to go into Testudo, but whether he will go into Testudo, bearing in mind the enemy infantry is moving towards him, I'm not too sure. It looks like he's not going to go into Testudo there. Looks like he's going to put his troops in normal formation. There you are. They're just going to go into normal formation there because he saw the enemy troops moving towards him. Now, as I say, there you are. You can see TR there. He knows that Crypto hasn't got a lot of infantry, so he bought one of his legionnaire units over. Look, and remember, these Armenian legionnaires, they throw pilers just like the Roman troops do. And as you can see there, TR's Armenian legionnaires are throwing pilers into the forward units of Aurelius's battle formation there, and you'll see Crypto throwing pilers in as well. And there you are, you'll see Aurelius responding there with his own pilers, but of course he's shooting them into the cheap Armenian legionnaire unit there, and Crypto will be suffering minimal damage. But as I say, if you look there, can you see a piler just coming in to land on the ground there? I thought that was a good shot there to see that piler just being thrown in there, just going to hit the ground. But if you notice there, that's an 81-man Armenian unit reduced to 13 men just by piler hits there. Okay, but he saved the forward units of cryptos there from being damaged, because of course the Armenian unit took the pillars. Here, as I say, you'll see that both myself and Cormac have been exchanging pillars here. Cormac can be a very aggressive attacking player here, and as I say, I'm going to be throwing a lot of pillars into his forward pillar shield units there. As you can see, a lot of pillars going in there just to weaken his troops. And say here you can see me moving over now. Now what's happened here? I can see Cormac's army there. He's left some troops to face me, but he's taken a lot of his troops over towards Crypto, which makes me think they're looking to target Aurelius. Now remember, Aurelius has only got 10 infantry, and I think that Cormac and Crypto there are thinking of attacking Aurelius. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my army over towards Aurelius there to support him if he needs it. But it does, the way that Cormac's moved his infantry over towards Crypto there does make me think that they're looking on kind of like a 2-on-1 onto Aurelius, so that's why I've moved my infantry over, and I'm continuing to move my infantry over there to stay close to him. You'll see there that I think Cormac's thrown some pillars into some of Aurelius's units there. But here you are, you can see I've now integrated my infantry basically with Aurelius there to support him if they do decide to attack Aurelius's his army there. Okay, remember Aurelius's cavalry is fully upgraded there. Those Praetorian cavalry, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so as I say here, you can see Barclayman keeping his army out of range of the enemy archers of Crypto. Okay, but it's difficult for the Britannia general because he needs to keep close to help his allies, but he can't be too close because obviously these archers can cause a lot of damage. Notice that Crypto's put his archers into close, tight formation for more impact and more damage there, and he's probably going to be targeting Aurelius's cavalry now. That's what I'm thinking, and all of a sudden Aurelius needs to move his cavalry out of range there, because make no mistake there, Crypto will use his cavalry very well, his archers very well there in targeting Aurelius's cavalry there. So as I say, he needs to move his cavalry out of range. He's lost a few cavalrymen there, as you can see. So as I say, Crypto very good with his long range archers if he gets a chance, but really what he wants to do is target our Britannia ally to weaken him if he can. So as you can see, our Britannia ally on all our cavalry is at the rear of our battle line now. So it'll be interesting to see what the enemy's going to do next. As I say, Aurelius has only got 10 infantry. I'm moving my infantry towards Cormac now. So as I say, you can see the Armenian infantry in behind Cormac's infantry there. Now over here, just to give you a heads up on this, Crypto's got his 6 cavalry hiding in the woods. You can see that one, but the other 5 units are hiding in the woods there, that he'll be ready to pull out when he's ready. Remember, they've got 8 upgrades on, so well upgraded cavalry there. There you can see Cormac bringing some units in to attack Aurelius's his troops there. Now remember, as I say, Aurelius has only got 10 infantry, so the enemy may well look upon that as a bit of a weakness there and may try and hit his infantry, or at least weaken them, ready to hit there. That's why we need to keep my infantry quite close to him. There you can see Aurelius's SBQ or infantry and Crypto's infantry fighting there. And this is a nice hit here from TR's Cataphract unit there, like, and bang, as it charges in there. Remember that Cataphract's got a 9 charge bonus there. It charges in there. And if you notice there, can you see how he is now? He charged in with his spears, but he's now using his effective against armor maces there. Can you see that? So he's now auto-attacked. The secondary weapon when you auto-attack is an effective against armor mace there, look. So now he's actually in melee with Aurelius's infantry there. He switched to his effective against armor mace there. So he will be damaging Aurelius's units there. It seems to me like the enemy are trying to weaken and whittle down, if you like, Aurelius's army there. Did you notice how he's being hit by arrows, and now a cavalry charge has gone in there to weaken that unit. I see Crypto's been throwing pillars into that unit as well. Notice here how TR's keeping that cavalry unit fighting there rather than pulling it back out. He's keeping that unit, using its effective against armor maces on the infantry there of Aurelius. Right, so if over here you notice that Crypto's pulling his cavalry out the woods. Now you can see here that Aurelius is taking his fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry in through the woods there. Now what I'm thinking he's thinking of doing there, he may well be thinking about getting in behind the enemy troops with his cavalry and looking to charge into the enemy troops when they're engaged, maybe. That's why he's moving his fully upgraded cavalry around here. See, he may well be thinking of charging into the back of the enemy troops once they get engaged. But he is pulling his cavalry a long way away from his units and our units there, so he needs to be very careful with his cavalry over there. Right, as I say, here you can see Aurelius's units there, some more of Aurelius's units starting to rout. As I say, it looks to me like it's a bit of a battle of attrition here on this right flank of ours, where the enemy trying to wear down Aurelius's infantry there. You can see there that cataphract unit of TR's cavalry still fighting there, still trying to weaken a couple of Aurelius's units. Right, now I want to show you something here. You'll see that Crypto here, can you see he's moving 3 of his infantry units over towards Aurelius? Okay, plus he's got his cavalry there as well. Now I think that Crypto saw the upgrades on Aurelius's cavalry and knows they're fully upgraded. That's why he's bringing infantry in. But remember that Crypto's cavalry is well upgraded as well there. So Aurelius needs to be careful on that flank because his cavalry is a long way away from his allies there. Because he's got fully upgraded cavalry, Aurelius might feel a little bit overconfident with that cavalry. Look how he's moving towards Crypto's cavalry there, and there comes that chariot we saw earlier of Barclayman's there, coming in onto the cavalry of Crypto there. Okay, so that's Barclayman's chariot unit there charging in, and that's probably going to get there you are. You can see here, can you see, I just want to show you this, can you see infantry and archers are frightened by chariots? See that archer unit there, frightened by chariots? And you can see there the archer unit frightened by chariots, infantry unit frightened, but if you look at the cavalry, not frightened by chariots. Okay, they're not frightened by chariots, so the morale sapping abilities of the chariots do not affect cavalry. Okay, it does the infantry and archers, but not cavalry. So the cavalry are now going to attack those chariots, and as you can see that Aurelius's cavalry is coming out the woods now, his fully upgraded cavalry coming out the woods there to attack Crypto's cavalry as well. But I got a feeling that chariot unit might be routed by the time Aurelius's cavalry comes in. Right now here comes Aurelius's cavalry, and bang as he charges in there. Right, so you can see that chariot unit is routed. So Aurelius is now bringing his cavalry out of the woods, okay, as you can see, but he is now up against if you notice there, he's a long way away, if you see, from his morale boosting Eagle unit and his general unit. So he's getting no general morale bonus, no Eagle morale bonus there. He's too far away for that. So, and now he's going to be attacked from Armenian cavalry, Crypto's cavalry, and probably those 3 infantry units as well. So unfortunately, there's a good chance that these fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry of Aurelius's could be taken out. And there we go, look, bang, as that cavalry charges in there. It might be a good idea for him to pull his cavalry out now, but you can see there's cavalry from Cormac coming in there as well. Oh my gosh. So those fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, think of all the money that was spent on those Praetorian cavalry there, have now been taken out. Okay, so all of Aurelius's fully upgraded cavalry have been hit by Armenian cavalry, Julii cavalry and Julii infantry, and they have now all been taken out. Okay. But what I've noticed here, what I'm going to do is while the enemy cavalry are attacking Aurelius's cavalry there, what I want to do is smash into Crypto's infantry there. I know I'm not going to break through his infantry or rout any of his units because they've got 7 upgrades on, but what I'm thinking here is to do a bit of damage to his infantry here as my cavalry charges in there and bang as it smashes in there. All I want to do is just damage his infantry a bit there, but I need to be careful because, okay, so I've smashed into his infantry. I know I'm not going to break through. He's got good upgrades on his infantry there, but I'm just going to damage his infantry back. But I need to get the heck out of there now before the enemy cavalry can counterattack. If I don't get my cavalry out there quick, then the enemy cavalry is going to hit my cavalry and could well rout my cavalry there. Okay, so I need to move my cavalry out the way there quickly. Come on, move before that Julii cavalry hits. And then that Julii cavalry is going to smash into me like a bang, and it charges into me. And now Cormac's cavalry turns and charges in as well. Can you see a lot of my cavalry units have now been routed there? Can you see that? And here you'll see the head hurlers of Barclayman there throwing heads into the enemy troops, but they're being attacked by these urban cohorts, so that head hurler unit will be routed there. But you can see a lot of my cavalry have been routed at this stage. I'm hoping they're going to rally and come back into the battle, but as I say, I was too slow at getting my cavalry out of there, and I've paid the price there by my cavalry being routed. But as I say, I hope they will rally and come back into the fray there. But that's a massive lot of cavalry, enemy cavalry there, that just smashed into my cavalry. But you can see here our Britannia ally bringing his chosen swordsmen and head hurlers forward now to support our right flank, because it looks to me like our right flank could be in danger there. Okay, you can see my cavalry, or 5 of my cavalry, has rallied. So that's good news. I'm glad about that. Those 5 cavalry units have rallied there. Okay, so you can see our right flank here, to me, looks in danger of being broken there. Can you see? So well done to Barclayman getting his fully upgraded troops there, and some of Aurelius's infantry is still there as well. Okay, but our right flank, to me, does look in a bit of a precarious position there, looking at the enemy troops. So I'm just thinking about, what do you think a good tactical move would be from my army? You can see that most of my infantry are intact at this stage of the battle. So, a battlefield awareness tactical move here. Where do you think that you would move my my infantry at this stage of the battle? Let's have a look at the battlefield here. You'll see, now I'm thinking here, Cormac could bring those units round to my flank. Do you see what I mean? He could well bring those units round to my flank there. And what he could do is bring those units round as he engages the forward units of my battle formation there. Plus the Armenian legionnaires there could pin and hold my forward units there. As you can see over here, Aurelius has got a few battle damaged units left there, but it looks to me like the enemy are really pressing in there, looking to try and break our right flank. I don't know what you guys are thinking there, but see the cavalry, enemy cavalry coming around our flank. You've got Armenian cavalry there, those eastern armoured units ready to charge in as well, and our right flank does look pretty, in a delicate position there. So what should I do with my infantry battle formation there? What do you think I should do? Pull it back maybe, and reorganise it, maybe towards my Britannia allies a bit? Or I'm just wondering what you guys think I should do at this stage of the battle, or just leave it there maybe, where it is at the moment. But if you were in charge of my infantry, what do you think you would do there? As I say, maybe move the battle formation back towards my Britannia ally there. Is that something I'd do? Or maybe move it over to the right flank there to help shore up the right flank, but then the enemy would move round our left flank, wouldn't they? So I'm just thinking, if you were kind of in charge of my army there, what do you think you would do at this stage of the battle? Maybe just leave it there for the time being, do you think? Or would you think you'd move your infantry and cavalry around the battle a little bit more? We'll just have to see. But as you can see, at the moment, I think I've decided I'm going to leave my infantry where it is at the moment, but I'm going to take my cavalry over to the right flank to help shore up the right flank there. Right, can you see Crypto charging his cavalry into the flank, into our right flank there, like bang, as he smashes in there. Look at the power of his cavalry. Remember, he's got 8 upgrades on his cavalry. Right, you can see I'm going to charge my cavalry in there, try and neutralise that cavalry attack. We've got head hurlers throwing heads into that cavalry as well. You can see my cavalry strike into Crypto's cavalry there, but Crypto did a lot of damage there, especially to Aurelius's infantry. And as I say, our right flank there is looking like the target of where the enemy wants to hit. Right, you can see our Britannia ally has brought all his infantry now into the fray. He's brought a couple of chariots units over there as well on our right flank. But as I say, things not looking that good on our right flank. And you can see that Cormac and Crypto have now merged their cavalry. So I've moved my cavalry back here. Right now it's time, I think, for me to do something here. Our right flank is about to collapse. Okay, you can see here we've got Britannia troops in there, but you've got Cormac and Crypto's cavalry ready to charge in. You've got the Armenian cavalry ready to charge in as well. So our right flank here looks about like it's going to collapse. So what do you think I should do here at this stage? This is going to be a battlefield awareness question here. Okay, so am I going to move my infantry over to that right flank, or am I going to try and take the pressure off that right flank by attacking on the left? What do you think you would do here if you were in my position? Take my infantry over to that right flank, try and shore it up, or try and take pressure off that right flank by attacking the troops in front of me? Which do you think you would do if you were in charge of my army at this stage of the battle? Okay, so what I've decided to do here is I'm going to try and take pressure off the right flank. Okay, you can see over here our Britannian ally there is being attacked by all that cavalry, but all that enemy cavalry is over on our right flank, which means that our left flank has got no cavalry cover. Okay, so the enemy have got no cavalry cover on our left flank. So what I'm thinking about doing here, if you look here, can you see I've got a few Julio units in front of me? Okay, but there's a few infantry and some archer units, and then the Armenian infantry in behind. Now we know those legionnaires have got poor morale, their specifications not very good. So what I'm thinking here is, can I punch through the enemy line here on our left flank with a concerted, old-fashioned surge attack? Okay, an old school, old-fashioned surge attack with my infantry rammed home by my cavalry. Okay, so that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to take pressure off our right flank by trying to smash through the enemy here on our left flank. It's going to be an old school, old-fashioned infantry surge attack rammed home by cavalry. Okay, now you can see here that Cormac's weakened his infantry in front of me by bringing infantry round my flank. So there's not so many Julio infantry in front of me. But I need to get the timing right of the infantry surge attack just as the cavalry comes in there. Right, can you see my infantry, cavalry charging in unison there, and bang, as I smash in, try and take out the Julio general. Right, we've taken out the Julio general. See my infantry and cavalry surging forward into the enemy troops in front of me there. See my cavalry, I'm going to try and penetrate the enemy line with my cavalry there, and keep moving my infantry forward. There's not just one surge attack here, I'm surging attack one after the other here, trying to pierce the enemy line. Okay, so I'm trying to take pressure off the right flank, as I said, by trying to punch through the enemy line here. Now here you see Cormac bringing that infantry that he was bringing around my flank. You're trying to go in behind me here, but I'm still going to press forward. I'm going to try and take out all those Armenian units there in front of me. Now meanwhile over here, our Britannia ally and Aurelius are holding our right flank really well against that concerted cavalry attack by Cormac and Crypto. So well done to Aurelius and Barclayman there with Britannia and SBQ as I'm trying to punch through the left flank there, trying to get the enemy's attention over here and off of our right flank. But as I say, you can see Cormac got his infantry in behind me. He's moving in there. But here comes the Britannia chariots of Barclayman. Right, there's Barclayman bringing his chariots, going to smash into the back, the weakest part of enemy units there. He's going to go into the back of Cormac's infantry there with his chariots. He could cause some units to rout. Here I'm going to try and punch through the enemy units, which I've done. So I'm really pleased by that. And as I say, over here on our right flank, Barclayman and Aurelius has held really well against that concerted cavalry attack. Right, here comes that chariot, and bang! Did you see how it routed 3 of Cormac's units on impact there? Okay, that was great. Now if you notice here, I've stopped punching forward. I'm now going to start turning my infantry to the right to try and roll up Armenia. As I say, that chariot hit there by Barclayman there routed 3 of Cormac's infantry on impact. So really well done there to Barclayman bringing that chariot unit in. As I say, I'm not going forward anymore now. I'm going right. I'm going to try and roll up those Armenian infantry units there. Okay, as I say, with my infantry, and I got my cavalry locked and loaded once again in wedge formation for more penetration, more impact there. Going to try and roll up the Armenians there. But as I say, Aurelius and Barclayman held really well here on that right flank against that concerted cavalry attack. I took a chance really with my attack on the left flank there, but I've managed to break through there, and my two allies held really well on the right flank. So now we're looking to roll up the Armenian infantry there. Can you see once again I'm going to surge forward with infantry and cavalry, and we got the chariots, Britannia chariots in there as well, with the fear factor there, bringing like a bang as we smash into those Armenian legionnaires, routing most of them on impact there. Okay, so remember that the enemy here are the Armenians and the red Roman troops. Okay, so you can just look at that at a glance. Here you can see more chariots here. Barclayman has brought in more chariots. You can see these Eastern infantry, or the pajama people, as some people used to call them there. Looks like they just got out of bed in their pajamas, grabbed their weapons and went into battle. So say we used to call them the pajama people. But you can see those are routing as well. But as I say, that attack there on the left flank really took pressure off of our right flank there. And as I say, Aurelius and Barclayman held so well. And just look at the chariots here, bringing that fear factor there. I thought that was unusual. There's a chariot wheel just like standing up there. Look, that's unusual, isn't it? Looks like those Roman troops are holding that wheel up like a trophy. But yeah, so I thought Barclayman brought in his chariots just right there, bringing the fear factor, taking morale away from the enemy troops there. You can see a lot of Cormac's infantry has now been routed there, and my infantry there and cavalry are really taking out those Armenian troops there with the chariots of Barclayman. Oh my gosh, just look at that impact now. You can see my cavalry and infantry still surging forward into the enemy troops there. And over here you'll see some more of the last of the Julii cavalry being routed there. So at this stage of the battle, it looks like we've managed to turn the battle around. I think with our right flank looking like it was going to be broken there, I think that the battle was in the balance. But that charge that I put in on the left flank there, with battlefield awareness there, knowing that the enemy cavalry were away from that flank, I think may have been a battle changer there. And here come the chariots there charging in to the Julii infantry there. Nice hit there by the chariots of Barclayman. But you can see those chariots being chopped down a bit by that infantry. So he's bringing more chariot units in. I'll bring my cavalry over in a minute there to try and help out against the last of those infantry units there.
Are full of fear, and now they flee.
But I thought Barclayman timed his chariot intervention really well there, bringing the fear factor that those chariots bring. Right, here comes my cavalry, going to smash into the last of the Julii units there. There they go, and bang as they smash in there. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. Let's say I wanted to show this battle because I wanted to show about battlefield awareness. You know, where you keep one eye on what's going on in front of you and one eye on what's going on the rest of the battle, and that way you can make decisions there that can change the battle. There you can see the intensity. I think it's quite a condensed battlefield here as we move across all the dead there. You can see that it's really intense. So bearing in mind this is only a 3v3, I think there's a lot of dead here, so it just goes to show how much of a real battle of attrition this was here. You can see the dead chariots there, and as we move across the battlefield over here, unfortunately this is where Aurelius lost his fully upgraded cavalry there, got smashed and crashed there by so many enemy troops that even fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry could do little there. So that's a bit unfortunate there really. But as I say, I think we're just finishing off the last of the enemy troops there, and as I say, it looks like our troops have managed to go on to win the battle there. Let's pause the game for a second there. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Aurelius has got 3 battle damaged units left. There you are. You've got one unit there with 15 men left in, and one with 5 men left in there, and I think he's got 71 men left in his Eagle unit. which is there. That so he's just got 3 units left. That's all he's got out of his entire army there. So that just goes to show how tough this battle is. Actually, I think there's quite a few Britannia troops left there. So Barclayman did well at holding his army away from any missile damage and then bringing them in just at the right time there. So well done to Barclayman there. I'm quite lucky. I still got quite a bit of my army left there, but I think my allies held really well on that right flank while I attacked the left flank there, trying to take a bit of pressure off of off that right flank there by attacking. So as I say, I just wanted to show you a battlefield awareness decision there. Just I thought you might find that quite interesting. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. I thought everybody played well, and as you can see there, it was an average victory. I thought it might be a close one, and the highest kills in the game unusually goes to myself there, 1,665 kills. That's not bad for a 3v3. And look at the troops that I've still got left. Still got 953 troops left there, so I'm quite pleased with that. I thought that that army did quite well. So well done to Crypto. Got some good kills there. Now bearing in mind, remember he only had 8 infantry, 6 archers and 6 cavalry. And look at the kills he got with that army. So well done to Crypto. Well done to Cormac. Of course, if we got less than 1,000 kills, we feel a bit disappointed. So Cormac probably is a bit disappointed with his kills there. But he did well. And well done to TR. Say he got less than 1,000 kills as well, so he'll probably be a bit disappointed there. But really well played, guys. Well done to Aurelius. Of course, he's got less than 1,000 kills, so he'll be a bit disappointed as well. But I thought he held that right flank really well, bearing in mind the pressure that he was under there. So really well done to Aurelius there. As I say, he was under a lot of pressure. And well done to Barclayman. Look at the kills that Barclayman got there with his Britannia army. He got the same kills as Crypto. Look, how rare is that to see 2 people with the same kills? So really well done to those 2 there. Really well played, guys. Great battle there. Oh, sorry guys, press the wrong button there. I want to show you the statistics of the battle, which I will in a second. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at the battle statistics here. And there where you can see, if you look at the 2 armies there, my army's at the top. If you look at the kills that my cavalry got, I'm very, very pleased with the amount of cavalry, the kills there. But if you look at Aurelius's fully upgraded cavalry, look at the kills, the poor kills that unfortunately his cavalry got there. And that's because they were isolated at the back of the enemy team, as we saw during the battle. So there you are, see, even fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, if they're away from their morale-giving units there, they can really suffer there. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this battle. We play Rome Total War every Friday and Saturday. If you'd like to join us, you would be more than welcome, and we look forward to seeing you. Bye for now.